I moved to Taiwan when I was 6, so it's been now 25 years. I worked here, grew up here. In Taiwan, I'm always this foreigner. Junior high, I hated school. It was horrible. Junior high was like hitting, test every day.
You've been here long enough that they hit you?
Yes, we were like this with a stick, you know, and it was like 50 times. We have a thing called 罚写. It's like, whatever you get wrong, you have to write 100 times. And then you get a technique where you take 3 pens and you write together.
Kohlvogel here, and today I am with, how do I say your name properly?
Christina Jensen, but in Taiwan everybody calls me Tina.
So you're like Taiwanese in the sense that how many years have you lived in Taiwan?
I moved to Taiwan when I was 6, so it's been now 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm 31.
So you're 31 now. Okay, so most of your, not even adult life, most of your human existence has been here in Taiwan.
Exactly. I've been abroad. I was working in Qatar Airways for 6 years, so I was abroad for like 7 years now. Just came back last year.
Did you have a particular area when you worked on the airline that you stationed in, or was it just always moving around?
Oh, we were stationed in Qatar, if you know, Doha, Qatar. So I was living there for like almost 7 years.
Is it near Dubai?
Yeah, next to Dubai.
What was it like living in Qatar?
Oh, I really enjoyed it because it was like, it's a place with a lot of expats. So you feel like you belong there because everybody's different. And Taiwan, I'm always this foreigner.
So you've been here since you were 6. You still feel like a foreigner living here?
Yeah, unfortunately, I speak the language natively. I know everything. I worked here, grew up here.
Do you speak Taiwanese?
I understand Taiwanese.
That's,
yeah,
I mean, that's really being from here.
Yeah, and because I grew up in the, like in Kaohsiung, Tainan, you know, area, so I can understand Taiwanese. And I can swear.
No.
Well, we're not doing that. Yeah, okay.
Beep, beep, beep. So, sorry, originally your family background is Polish and German.
Yeah, my dad is German, my mom is Polish.
Do you speak Polish?
Unfortunately not, because at home we spoke like German most of the time.
You have been going to, went to, not anymore, to the public education system here in Taiwan since you were 6?
Mm-hmm. So 6, I did like 2 months of kindergarten, and then we went straight away to elementary school. And from there on, my parents are not rich, so we're 4 kids, so it was really expensive if we went
4 kids?
Yeah, so if we go to private school, it's impossible for them. So we went to local school where we just sent them, you know, somewhere countryside and just some school. And we went from there. We started to learn Chinese.
In Kaohsiung?
I was first in Danshui, I don't know if you know Taipei.
Okay.
And then for 4 years, and then we moved to Kaohsiung, and in high school I was in Tainan. And
wow.
And in college I was in Taipei, so everywhere. So
where was the easiest place to live of the cities you've lived in?
I think it was in elementary school. It was easy.
So that was where?
That
Taipei?
Was in Kaohsiung.
That was in
Kaohsiung.
Kaohsiung.
It was like a countryside. It's next to
Renwu,
Kaohsiung.
so that's close to where I live. Yes.
Like,
that's like low-key, small town.
Yeah, I loved it. It was simple. You go to school, you play in the field. Back then we had like rice fields and we would go inside.
That sounds like a normal childhood almost.
I loved it, yeah, but now there are no more. It's all houses and it's all gone, you know. And then junior high, I hated school. I was rebel.
I can relate.
Yeah, but then in high school, I went in Tainan and I went to a dance school, which was one of the best schools. And that's when I took studying seriously.
Cool. Ballet?
Ballet. It was a professional dance 舞蹈班, you know, like a really good school. Because I don't like to study. My grades suck. I cannot sit. I have to always be doing something. So I was a dancer and it was easy for me to get in and I got in. It was very challenging. 3 years of training, discipline training, and it was life-changing for me.
Is it something you would want to pursue down the road?
No. I still love it. It's a part of me. Every part was a different journey. High school was a turning point in my life where I became serious about, because in junior high it was like they were forcing you every day. We were test, forcing you, and then you know they hit you if you have bad points.
You've been here long enough that they hit you?
Yes. Oh my God. And my
I don't
grades,
think they can do that anymore.
My grades were a disaster. I get like 8 for math because I hate math. The teacher, they're like, we were like this with a stick, you know, and it was like 50 times because I got 50.
You literally probably went through the final generation of this.
You stand there in a line and the teachers just like hitting you, and my mom got furious. She was like, I'm going to school. Nobody hits my kids. But I told her, but you know how it is with kids. We want to be the same. We don't want to stand out. So I told her, listen, it's embarrassing. Don't come. I will be okay.
Yeah, it's like, Mom, you don't get it. I'm already a foreigner.
Yes, exactly. And if you come and I get special treatment, it's even worse. So
and everyone's gonna be like, oh, the foreigner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was horrible. Junior high was like hitting, test every day, and then also there's this thing. I don't know. Your kids probably didn't go through this, but we have a thing called 罚写. It's like. whatever you get wrong, you have to write 100 times.
Oh yeah, no, I think they still may have that.
It's like,
I don't know if it's 100 times.
It's so stupid. And my mom even got so furious. She's like, listen, go print it and I will sign it. Just write one page and print the whole thing and I will sign for you because it's such a waste of time. But we were literally just writing every day. We're not learning anything. We're just every day like writing 200 times. And then you get a technique where you take 3 pens and you write together. Because it's faster.
Oh my God.
So anyway, junior high was all about punishment, not allowed, and tests. And we didn't learn much, I feel. My mom was like, anyway, as long as you're happy.
I think your mom and
yeah, she didn't even care about my grades. When we come home, she will ask us, what did you learn today? She would not be like, what is your grade? My teachers were like, you will not get into any good high school with your grades. Eventually, I got into the second best high school in Tainan because of my dancing.
Oh, nice.
Because I was going after school dancing classes for fun, you know.
Yeah,
it was a hobby. I'm not blaming the teachers here. I think that's all they know.
No, they're part of the program.
Yeah,
right?
that's all they know. And I don't want. I met really amazing teachers. They tried their best. I believe so. But for me,
but those teachers grew up the way they expect you to be in school.
Yeah.
They were taught that way.
Yeah, in high school was a big change for me where I wanted to be better. Myself, my mom never pushed me. And then I started to learn by myself. Yeah, the high school was very strict and very stressful because that's how it is. I had good teachers in high school. I think dancing and art, like dancing in art school, they have a very different approach to education.
I would imagine so.
It's still strict. There's still like you have to be a certain way. You have to have your leg here. You have to have that.
But that's about technique and just being the best at
what you can do. And so I had a good time in high school where I changed. I really totally changed and I became like one of the best in school.
Wow.
I think my ego kicked in, so I wanted to be better. So I was working really hard to get better. And then in college, I went to also a very good college in dance. But it was funny because what happened in Taipei in college was, first year was fine. Second year, I went back to Germany for vacation and I came back culture shock.
Oh, culture shock here.
Yes. And
reverse
and then
culture
everything
shock?
went just downhill. I didn't. I was not good anymore at dancing because I got depression. I became fat. It was a total different story.
I'm having trouble picturing you fat.
Yeah, I was fat. Not fat, but.
But for yourself.
No, but for dancing.
Oh, for dancing.
It was like.
You mean I wouldn't have looked at you and thought you were fat, but
you
for a dancer.
Not. Yeah, you would probably not, but for Taiwanese standards, I was fat, and I was mentally not okay, and then. Somehow I was really bad. My mom said, you can drop out, it's no problem. Like, just drop out. You don't need to finish the school. But then I said, let me just finish it, whatever. I finished it. And then later on, I went to guitar, and that's when my life changed.
Things got better for you in guitar.
For me, because I realized there's so many different kinds of people in the world.
It's true.
You are beautiful the way you are.
Yeah.
And in Taiwan, it was very hard because you have to be a certain way. And I think the guitar, leaving Taiwan, was a really big change of my brain settings.
Yeah.
Where I program myself that everybody has a special place in this world and everybody has their unique way of being.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky in dance. I met a lot in dance. When my dance journey started, I met a lot of teachers who actually considered my feelings and they consider that I'm going through a hard time and they considered things like that, which is very rare in normal schooling because they just want you to have a good grade. The rest doesn't give it, But I think mental health is so important, and I feel in Taiwan it's...
Shout out to mental health,
I think in Taiwan that's what's missing to the children.
What are the top 3 things you think need to change for the education system in Taiwan to be better than it is right now? I have a few things I can say. I'm curious.
Okay.
What's your take on it? And be honest. I think this is useful, especially to my Taiwanese audience, to know that outside of Taiwan, we do have different views on education.
We do.
And what that means to be educated. So what's your...
Oh, wow.
What needs to change?
I think parents. I think we need to educate the parents because I feel like a lot of kids, they come to message me and they're like, Jie, I'm being depressed. My parents are so strict. And I feel like when your kids are being depressed, they will not learn.
No.
And I don't remember anything I learned in junior high because it was just like your grades, I remember, nothing I remember. And then you go to Bushiban and like parents, give your kids a break. Let them just be human beings. And you know how you learn? You learn by playing, you learn by doing. It's not by memorizing things.
No.
And you should trust your kids that they will be okay, not control them the way you want them to be.
But mom and dad most likely were part of the same programs.
Yes. Once the parents let go of the kids a little bit, you will have an easier life as well as parents because you will not be so suffocated. Oh my God, my kid.
Agreed.
Yeah, so let them be. They will figure it out. Let them be. Don't be like, oh my God, you have to go to medical school. You have to. If he likes to fix cars, there's nothing wrong with that. You know how much I love when I go to a car fixer and he fixed my car. How grateful I am and how amazing he is.
And how many times have you been to a doctor, and it's not all doctors, where you can tell this guy didn't want to be a doctor and he's just literally going through the motions, and you don't want to get help from that kind of doctor.
So why force them to be something they don't want to be? Just let them be what they want to be. And
what they're good at.
But then also it's hard because then like, but what if they don't know what they want to be? What if they turn out wrong? Well, everybody has a path. What is a perfect job? Perfect job is what are you good at? You know, what do you like to do?
I mean, this is my perfect job, what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you enjoy it.
You know, I still teach part-time, you know.
Yeah, YouTube is not easy.
It's not easy.
Know. The whole education system we cannot do much to change it, but if few parents can understand that your children, you need to trust them.
Yeah.
Let them be the human, and you don't owe them. They're not your property.
Yes, that's a big one for me.
Yes, I think that will change a lot in education. You will not push them to bushiban, you will not push them to have 100%, because having 100% doesn't mean anything.
Especially university or college, it's like, there's no point in doing that unless there's something you're really passionate about.
Exactly. I mean, I finished school, I don't do anything that's related to my college, but the thing is, in Taiwan it matters, because I made a few videos about education, and everybody tells me, no, in Taiwan, degree matters. If you don't have a degree, you will not get a job. But I don't think that's true. I think you can work in a coffee shop, you don't need a degree for that.
Robots are going to take over everything. Right? I mean, one day there's going to be AI doctors, lawyers, dentists, like all of the major professions
are going to...
don't
want that.
I know, it's scary. It's scary, but my point is we need to rethink education back to education because what you're learning now is going to be obsolete in like 10 years. Yes. Yeah, how about we learn about how to meditate?
Yes, I really think children should learn that.
I'm a meditator, and I've taught my students at past jobs 5 minutes of meditation, and I've gotten... annoyed bosses saying, why are you doing that?
Yeah. I was teaching English as well, but I couldn't teach anymore because they were telling me I'm too nice to the kids. And I had this kid talking to me, teacher, and he was telling me this whole story, and I was so excited. And then this Chinese teacher was like, 坐下，不要讲话. Like, they tell them, like, sit down, don't talk. But I want them to talk. They need to talk.
And
that's how they learn English.
I wonder if they realize that much like how parents need to be mindful how they speak to their children, that's actually going to create childhood trauma when you talk down to the kids like that. You're actually traumatizing them, and then they grow up to not be happy grown-ups like many of the grown-ups that are not happy.
One of my brother, like, he had so much creativity and he had so much voice, and the teachers didn't like it.
Of course not.
They didn't like it. They basically ruined him, no offense, but that was a really bad school, and they ruined him because they were like, no, sit down, no, you're a bad kid. And they were abusing him verbally because they couldn't hit him anymore at that point. So like, my mom is really like, that's something that really breaks her heart, because he was so creative, and it kind of killed him at that point.
Killed the creativity?
Yes.
Or probably made him depressed too, I'm sure.
Yes, it did.
Childhood trauma. So let's make the education system and parenting better.
Yes. The thing about my parents that I love and I'm forever grateful is that when I do something wrong, they might not agree, and they'll be like, that was not right. But they will not be shouting at me. They'll be like, okay, come here, sit down. Why did you do that? What is the reason? Okay, so do you think it's right? Like, they talk to me, they let me think, and they tell me it's not the best way, and then I would not do it again, and I would not be afraid to make mistakes.
Provided a safe place for you.
I think Taiwan education, the system, we cannot change, but I hope we can change few parents how they think, and just be your friends, be your children's best friends.
Create emotional safety.
Yes.
Because if the kid grows up not feeling safe emotionally, what kind of a grown-up is that going to be?
Children are your teachers.
Yes.
So don't think you're better than them at all.
I hope that there are comments of parents that are like what we're talking about.
For sure, for sure.
I'm sure there are.
I think the newer generation, younger generation, they are. Like, I feel like being friends with your kids is so important.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I know.
There's that fine line of like parenting
kids.
and being friends.
I don't have kids, so I cannot say. But
well, where I struggle is that discipline is not that important to me.
Okay.
And I struggle because sometimes it's necessary, like otherwise their room literally is messy for like 2 months if I don't say anything.
Okay.
But so it's like this struggle of like, how do I get them to do things that are good for them? Like having a clean space means your mind can be more clear.
Yeah, true.
Then I end up fighting with them when I don't want to be that version of myself with them.
Yeah, okay.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, it is. But how do you do it, like now they go to school in Taiwan and you are... Is there like a struggle for you?
It kind of sucks for me because everything's
so
in Chinese. I can't help them usually unless it's English. And my wife even finds, like, she's like, I can't believe they're learning this in math in grade 6.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, what are you learning?
Like
why
X, Y, Z in
Yeah,
grade, and
yes.
I'm like, I don't even know how that works anymore. And
yeah.
they learn so much. I don't know what you think about Bushiban, but they learn so much. And then they go from 7 till 5 to
I think
school.
Bushiban is okay.
It's okay, okay.
If you're going to learn English and you don't really get much English in the regular education, and you're going once a week or twice a week.
For fun.
For fun.
Like, it's nice.
But not be part of a program where every kid is like a cookie cutter kind of mentality of they must go because everyone else is going, because then you're a follower.
But because that was my case when I was younger.
Yeah.
All my friends were going, so I was like so bored. Mom, I don't have friends. All my friends are, Bushiban. So I wanted to go. So she sent me for 1 month. Basically, I go there to just see my friends. So after that, I didn't go anymore. It's too expensive, and it's just a waste of everybody's time.
What changes do you hope to see in Taiwan? How about you tell me 3 things you'd like to see change, and I'll tell you. Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to see the education system change. I would like them to value art and creativity more, and implement the meditation into the education system. I would like to see more individualism happening here, that everyone doesn't have to think the same way, because when everyone thinks the same way, if that thing that everyone is thinking about is potentially wrong, then you have an entire culture that is seeing things badly. So I think critical thinking. I would like to see more critical thinking, which means the education system needs to change in order to provide a space to help and nurture people to think more critically.
Yes.
So that's important to me.
I think a lot of teachers are already doing their best, but I really hope that education can, like he said.
The teachers have to follow the standards of what the parents expect.
That's the thing, that's why I'm saying we have to educate the parents. I just
scholarly...
feel like one sad thing, not sad, okay, let's not be sad, let's be positive.
let's be positive.
I think I really want I wish for Taiwanese kids to be able to think for themselves.
And have time to play.
And have time to play, have time to be just kids, you know? They are 12, they don't need to figure out what they're gonna do in the future. So you as a parent, you probably don't know what you're doing. So cut them some slack, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, how many of you watching this episode now, be honest with yourself, don't like your job and wish that you had had more opportunity as a child to find out what that thing was you loved, so that you could be doing that right now, and then think about your children now and let them have that opportunity.
Yeah. I think one thing I wish for Taiwan the most is that people be brave. I think they're not brave. They're not brave enough to be different. There are so many, you're 30, you should get married, why you don't have a job, why you don't have a stable job, why are you doing this? Like, just don't listen to that and be brave.
You don't have to get married.
Exactly, be brave, be you, be okay with being different. It's most of the people, they're afraid, but a lot of people are just like, I don't want to be different. Like me, I speak my mind. I try.
Yeah, you're awesome how you're able to speak your mind.
It's not easy, and I get attacked all the time. But I think I want to show them that it's okay to have a different opinion. Yeah. Because so many people get offended with what I say is because there's something that triggers them.
Yes.
So I feel like I really, really wish people can be brave to be who they want to be. Yeah. And get out of this social box and the box that the society put you in. Taiwan is a place very comfortable.
It's very
easy comfortable.
And easy even as a foreigner to get comfortable.
Everybody just wants to stay in the comfort zone. Yeah. If that's what you want in life, that's great. If you're happy and satisfied in your heart, that's totally fine. Be you. But if you're not happy, there's something wrong. And just be brave to be different, I guess.
I like that. Actually, I feel like that's a nice way to end the video. Be brave.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there anything that inspires you? Like before we finish the video, is there anything that personally, a book you've read, a person, a thing, like what inspires you in your life?
My mom. My mom is my biggest inspiration. She's very spiritual.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's my best friend. But I'm reading this book. I don't know if you know Eckhart Tolle, The New Earth. I don't know if
Amazing.
you read it. That's a great book.
Which that was my greatest book that inspired me as well, The New Earth. All right. Well, with that said, it's been lovely chatting with you and hearing your truth. And talking about education, which is something I wanted to do, but I wanted to do it with someone who's actually been through. All right, with that said, it was lovely chatting with you.
Nice chatting with you too.
You're gonna come over, we're gonna have dinner, you're gonna meet my wife and my kids.
Yeah,
you can be
I'd love to meet your wife.
JJ. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'll be JJ.
All right, well, with that said, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Be kind to your neighbor. That means the people that are around you, and I will see you in the next one.